EMG question of the day. What is the preferred term used for a needle EMG potential brought about experimentally by electrical activation of a single lower motor neuron? A. Motor unit action potential. B. Spontaneous activity. C. Compound muscle action potential. D. Motor unit potential. In the EMG lingo, the term motor unit action potential is used in two contexts. One is in a broad conceptual sense to indicate any needle EMG potential obtained from the summation of all muscle fibers action potentials brought about by activation of a single lower motor neuron, regardless of its being triggered by electrical stimulation, voluntary action, or occurring spontaneously, and regardless the site of origin being at the axon heel lock, the main trunk of the axon, or the terminal axons. The second way the term motor unit action potential is used is in a more restrictive sense, to which we will refer to as operational. An operational motor unit action potential is an EMG potential recorded using a regular needle brought about by minimal voluntary contraction and consisting of the summated action potential of those muscle fibers innervated by a single lower motor neuron in the catch area of the electrode. Operational motor unit action potential arises from the axon heel lock. Why is this distinction relevant? Because many spontaneous activities, such as the potentials present in benign fasciculation syndrome that you see in this frame and the individual potentials present in neuromyotonic discharge, are motor unit action potentials in the broad conceptual sense, but only the potentials recorded by regular EMG needle as a result of voluntary contraction are operationally motor unit action potentials. In this new frame, I have brought back the initial figure to explain the asterisk. As you can gather, what we have called a motor unit action potential is not an action potential per se, but the summation of the many muscle fibers action potentials brought about by the excitation of a single lower motor neuron recorded using needle EMG. Yet some authors restrict this term to the potentials brought about by voluntary action and recorded by regular EMG needle. They argue that the word action was included in the term of motor unit action potential not to reflect their makeup by muscle fibers action potentials, but to indicate a potential triggered by volitional action, and so to distinguish it from spontaneous potentials. These authors thus restrict this term to the potential brought about by voluntary action, referring to the others as motor unit potential. To entangle things even more, other authors believe that the word action should be stricken through and removed from the term motor unit action potential, and instead use the term motor unit potential as the germinal term. In this last frame, we can see two clippings supporting the use of motor unit potential over the term motor unit action potential. You may wish to stop the video and read them. So the answer to this question is D. Before dropping this subject, I will tell you that the term motor unit action potential is so embedded in the EMG literature that when we encounter it, we have to infer its intended meaning based on the context of the words around it. Thank you very much for your attention.